right? Another problem it is, today we are discussing about three models, okay, in calculation of equity shares. One is net assets method, second one is yield method, third one is fair value method. Okay, the three methods we have to be solved in one problem. Okay, right? What is the problem it is? First of all, the following is the summarized balance sheet of Deepak as on 31st/3/2013. These are all the liabilities and these are all the assets. Liabilities 4,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each, 4 lakhs. Liabilities equity share 4 lakhs. General reserve 50,000. Profit and loss account 50,000. Creditors 90,000. Provision for taxes 40,000. Okay. Assets, land and buildings 2,50,000. Machinery 1,20,000. Investments 70,000. But the market value is there here. Okay, don't be forgetted that one. The market value for investments 60,000. Debtors 1 lakh. Stock 80,000. Cash at bank 10,000. The total value of liabilities is 6,30,000. Assets 6,30,000. Okay, adjustments. Land and buildings at rupees. Land and buildings are valued at rupees 2,40,000. This is the revalued amounts. Right. Machinery 95,000. Of the total debtors, 5,000 rupees are bad. Goodwill is to be taken at 50,000. Normal rate of dividend declared such type of companies 15% on paid up capital. The average rate of dividend declared and paid this, okay, company is 20 on its paid up capital. Okay, these are all the information of Deepak Company Limited. Okay, these are all the liabilities and these are all the assets. Okay, here whenever we are calculating equity share value, we have to be considered some of the assets and some of the liabilities. You know very well. Land and buildings are to be considered, machinery, investments, debtors, stock, so cash. All the assets were considered while calculating equity share value. There is no fictitious assets here. Next one, liabilities. Liabilities, shareholders funds are ignored while we are calculating share value. Right, liabilities, equity share, general reserve, profit and loss account. These are all the shareholders funds. Shareholders funds is equal to, what is that? Equity share capital plus reserves and surplus. So these three transactions were ignored while we are calculating equity share value. Next, creditors and provision for taxes is to be considered. No problem at all. Right. First method is that, what is the first method? Net assets method. Okay. You know very well what is the principle for calculation of each equity share value under net assets method is equal to net assets by number of equity shares. Net assets is also be known as intrinsic value method, assets booking method and balance sheet method. Okay. First of all, calculation of each equity share value under each equity share value under net assets method. Calculation of each equity share value under net assets method. Okay. Equity share value is equal to, what is the principle? Net assets by number of equity shares. So net assets is equal to assets minus liabilities. Assets minus liabilities. Net assets is equal to assets minus liabilities. Okay. Assets. First one, land and buildings. Land and buildings. Okay. So land and buildings available in balance sheet 2,50,000. But the land and buildings value revalued at 2,40,000. That's why the 2,40,000 rupees is to be considered. So 2,40,000. Next one, machinery. Actual value of machinery available in the balance sheet. How much? 1,20,000. The machinery value 1,20,000. But in adjustment, the machinery valued at 95,000. So the machinery revalued at rupees. The machinery revalued at rupees 95,000. That's why machinery 95,000. Next one, debtors 1 lakh. Debtors 1 lakh. Debtors rupees 1 lakh. But in adjustment, look at the second adjustment. Of the total debtors, 5,000 rupees are bad. So 1 lakh minus 5,000. Bad debts must be deducted from the debtors value. You know very well. So 1 lakh minus 5,000, that is equal to 95,000. Next one, stock. What is the value of stock here? What is the value of stock? 80,000. Next one, cash. Cash, how much? 10,000. Next one, another important one, investments. How much what is the value of investment? 70,000. But the market value of investments 60,000. That's why investments 60,000. So look at the board please. Land and buildings 2,50,000. Land and buildings 2,40,000. Why? The land and buildings are to be valued at 2,40,000. That's why 2,40,000. Machinery. What is the value of machinery? 1,20,000. But the machinery is revalued at rupees 95,000. So machinery 95,000. Next one, investments 70,000. Okay, but the market value of investments is 60,000. So investments 60,000. Okay. Next one, debtors 1 lakh. Debtors 1 lakh minus 5,000 here. The 5,000 rupees deducted. Why? Look at the second transaction here. Of the total of debtors, 5,000 were bad. That's why 1 lakh minus 5,000. That is equal to 95,000. Next, stock 80,000. Stock 80,000. Next, stock 80,000. Next, cash 10,000. Cash 10,000. Okay. Total of assets. Because why? Net assets is equal to assets minus liabilities. 6,30,000. Net assets is equal to 6,30,000. Next. Liabilities. Okay. Liabilities. We should ignore shareholders funds. Shareholders funds are capital plus reserves and surplus. So equity share capital ignored. General reserve ignored. Profit and loss account ignored. Next. Only two transactions were considered. What are they? Creditors and provision for taxation. These two transactions were to be treated as current liabilities. That's why the two transactions were considered while calculating equity share value under net assets method. So, creditors, how much? 90,000. Next, provision for taxes. Provision for taxes, how much? 40,000. So total 1,30,000. Okay, 5 lakhs. The 5 lakhs amount treated as net assets. The 5 lakhs amount to be treated as net assets belongs to only equity shareholders. Why I am saying this net assets or belongs to only equity shareholders means there is no preference shareholders in this problem. Whenever the preference shareholders or preference share capital is available, and also if the preference share holders is available, preference share capital is available, if there is no preferential rights, then the preference shareholders is also be treated as equity shareholders. But in this problem, there is no problem at all for preference share capital. So the total amount of 5 lakhs rupees is to be considered as net assets belongs to equity shareholders. Okay. So why means the preference shareholders there is no available in this problem. If the preference share capital is available, then we must be deducted that preference share capital from 5 lakhs. Okay. Right. Once again, net assets is equal to assets minus liabilities. The total of assets is equal to 6,30,000. Liabilities is equal to 1,30,000. Okay. Net assets is equal to 5 lakhs. Right. What is the principle? Equity share value is equal to net assets by number of equity shares. That's why equity share value is equal to 5 lakhs by number of equity share. How many shares here? 4,000 only. So by 4,000 shares. By 4,000 shares, that is equal to 125 rupees. 125 rupees. So equity share value is equal to net assets by number of equity shares. 5 lakhs by 4 lakhs, that is equal to 125 rupees. So this is the procedure for calculation of equity share value under intrinsic value method. So remember this one, 125 rupees. 125, once again 125 rupees equity share value. Equity share value under intrinsic value method is 125. Remember that one. Next one, yield method. Okay. Next one, yield method. Calculation of each equity share value under yield method. Okay. equity share value under yield method is equal to expected rate of return by, this is the principle, normal rate of return into each equity share value. Expected rate of return by normal rate of return into each equity share value. This is the principle for calculation of each equity share value under yield method. Once again I am telling that calculation of each equity share value under yield method, right? Equity share value under yield method is equal to expected rate of return by normal rate of return into each equity share value. So expected rate of return, how much? Look at the board please. The average rate of dividend declared and paid by this company is 20% on its paid up capital. This is called expected rate of return. This is called expected rate of return. So 20 by normal rate of return, look at the board please. The normal rate of dividend declared, by such type of companies is 15% paid up capital. Is how much? 15% on paid up capital. So this 15% is to be treated as normal rate of return, expected rate of return by normal rate of return. So how much? 15%. So 15 into paid up value of each equity share. Paid up value of each equity share. What is the paid up value? Paid up value of each equity share 100. Okay, that's why 100. That is equal to 5 4 jars, 5 3 jars, 1 by 3, 4 by 3, 1 by 3. Right, 133.33. 133.33 rupees is to be treated as a equity share value under yield method. Equity share value under yield method. Once again, calculation of each equity share value under yield method. So equity share value under yield method is equal to okay, expected rate of return by normal rate of return into each equity share value. So expected rate of returns, last one, look at the board please. The average rate of dividend declared and paid this company is 20% on its paid up capital. So this is called expected rate of return, 20%, 20 by normal rate of return. Look at the board please. The normal rate of dividend declared by such type of companies is equal to 15% on paid up capital. Normal rate 15%, 15 into each equity share value, So what is the paid up value of each equity share? 100. That's why into 100, that is equal to 133.33. So this is the each equity share value under yield method. Next one, fair value method. Fair value method. calculation of each equity share value under fair value method. Okay, is equal to each, this is the principle, each equity value under net asset method plus each equity share value under yield method by 2. So calculation of each equity share value under fair value method. What is the principle? It is each equity share value under net assets method plus each equity share value under yield method by 2. Already we are calculating each equity share value under net assets method is equal to 125 plus each equity share value under yield method is equal to 133.33 by 2, that is equal to 129.16. This is the equity share value under fair value method. This is the equity share value under fair value method. Okay. What is the principle for calculation of net assets? The principle for calculation of net assets method for each equity share value is equal to net assets belongs to equity shareholders. Don't forget that one. Net assets belongs to equity shareholders by number of equity shares. Net assets method is also be known as intrinsic value method, assets backing method, and balance sheet method also. Next one, second one, yield method. What is the principle for calculation of each equity share value under yield method is equal to expected rate of return by normal rate of return into each equity share value. Okay. Right. Next one, what is the principle for calculation of each equity share value under fair value method? Under fair value method is equal to, so equity share value is equal to each equity share value under net assets method plus each equity share value under yield method by 2. These are all the principles for calculating equity share value under net assets method, yield method, and fair value method. Thank you very much. This is the second problem, valuation of shares under net assets method. Valuation of shares under net assets method. Look at the board please. Balance sheet of X Limited as on 31st March 2011 as follows. Liabilities 5,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each fully paid 5 lakhs. Preference shares 1 lakh rupees. Preference share capital. General reserve how much? 40,000. P&L account 20,000. Bank loan 40,000. Sundry creditors 20,000. Total 7 lakhs 20,000. Goodwill 60,000. Land and buildings 2 lakhs. Machinery 1 lakh 50,000. Furniture 30,000. Stock 1 lakh 20,000. Sundry debtors 90,000. Cash at bank 60,000. Preliminary expenses 10,000. Total 7 lakhs 20,000. 7 lakhs 20,000. The value of assets is assessed as follows. Goodwill 70,000. Machinery 1 lakh 76,000. Land and buildings 2 lakhs 25,000. Stock 1 lakh 30,000. Furniture to be depreciated at 10% and debtors are expected to realize 80% of book value. Okay, these are all the adjustments. So the assets were revalued. Okay, you know very well calculation of each equity share under net assets method is equal to what is the principle for that? Net assets by number of equity shares. Net assets by number of equity shares. Okay, net assets belongs to equity shareholders only. That is the main important thing. Okay, right. Net assets is equal to, what is the principle? Net assets is equal to assets minus liabilities. Right. Assets. Okay, assets. Goodwill is to be considered. Land and buildings, machinery, furniture, stock. Okay, sundry debtors, cash at bank. These are all the assets to be considered. But preliminary expenses are ignored while calculating equity share value. The preliminary expenses are to be ignored. This value is not to be considered. Next one, equity shareholder, preference shareholder, general reserve, profit and loss account. The 4 transactions were not to be considered. Only in the liability section, bank loan and sundry creditors are to be considered. Okay, right. Land, goodwill. Actual value of goodwill 60,000, but it is revalued at 70,000. Next, land and buildings. Land and buildings. Okay, total value, actual value 2 lakhs, but the land and buildings value is, look at the board please. The land and buildings value 2,25,000. So land and buildings 2,25,000. And next one, furniture 30,000. Furniture actual value 30,000. 30,000 minus, look at this, furniture to be depreciated at 10%. That's why 30,000 into 10 by 100. 30,000 into 10 by 100, 3,000. So furniture 27,000. Next. Okay. Stock 1,20,000. Stock 1,20,000. Sorry. Stock. What is the value of stock? Revalued at 1,30,000. So stock 1,30,000. Next. Debtors 90,000. Debtors are expected to realize only 80%. 20% is to be treated as a bad debts. Debtors 90,000 into 80 by 100, that is equal to 72,000. Next, cash at bank. Cash at bank, how much? 60,000. Next one more transaction is there. Machinery. Machinery, what is the value of machinery? 1,76,000. Actual value 1,56,000. 1,50,000. But revalued at 1,76,000. 1,76,000. Total assets. 70,000, 2,25,000, 27,000, 1,76,000, okay, 1,30,000, 72,000 and 60,000. Total 7,60,000, okay. Next, liabilities. Okay, liabilities. Bank loan 40,000. Next, creditors. Creditors, how much? 20,000. So 60,000. 7 lakhs. This 7 lakhs is to be treated as net assets belongs to preference shareholders and also equity shareholders. Because why? The preference share capital available in the problem. That's why preference share capital less preference share capital, how much? 1 lakh. Then 6 lakhs. The 6 lakhs belongs to only equity shareholders. The 6 lakhs belongs to only equity shareholders. Therefore, each equity share value is equal to 6 lakhs by number of equity shares. How many shares? 5,000 shares. 5,000 shares. That is equal to 120 rupees. 120 rupees each share under net assets method. Okay, once again I am telling that goodwill 60,000 but revalued at 70,000. Next, land and buildings 2 lakhs. Land and buildings 2 lakhs revalued at 2,25,000. Machinery 1,50,000 but revalued at 1,76,000. 1,76,000. Next one, furniture 30,000. Furniture 30,000 less depreciation 3,000, 27,000. Next one, stock 1,20,000. Stock 1,30,000 revalued. Next one, debtors. Debtors 90,000. Okay, 72,000. 72,000. Next one, cash 60,000. Cash 60,000. Next, machinery. What is the value of machinery? 70. Okay, already this one more. What is the machinery value? 1,76,000. Total of assets 7,60,000. Okay, next, bank loan 40,000. Sundry creditors 20,000. Bank loan 40,000. Sundry creditors 20,000. 60,000. Assets minus liabilities. Total of assets 7,60,000. Liabilities 60,000. So 7 lakhs. These assets belongs to equity shareholders and preference shareholders. Less preference share capital 1 lakh. So net assets is equal to 6 lakhs. Net assets belongs to equity shareholders 6 lakhs. So equity share value under net assets method is equal to net assets by number of equity shares. So 6 lakhs by 5,000 equity shares. So each equity share value 120 rupees under net assets method. So the new point in this problem is preliminary expenses are ignored whenever it is available at assets side. So this is the answer for net assets method under equity share value. Thank you.